Welcome to GuideMia. Today we're going to talk about setting up AlignerBot for your lab. AlignerBot is Cympha's AI aligner design service. Clinicians send you aligner cases, and a design engine running on a workstation in your own lab plans them automatically. This is a full walkthrough, start to finish. By the end you'll know exactly what you need beyond a basic Cympha account, how to subscribe to OrthoPlus, how to activate it on a workstation, how to install and pair the Cympha Agent Manager, and how to run one test case through the whole pipeline to prove it works. Everything here comes straight from the written guide on cympha.com, so you can follow along on screen, or just listen now and read later. Let's get started. First, let's be clear about what you're setting up, because AlignerBot is a special case. Every other Cympha workflow, running a clinic, sending cases to a lab, taking cases from clinicians, sharing plans with patients, ortho monitoring, is free to sign up for, and runs entirely in the browser. AlignerBot is the one workflow that needs two extra things: a paid GuideMia subscription, and an actual Windows workstation in your lab where the design work happens. So if all you wanted was a lab account to take clinician cases, you can stop right here, you don't need any of this. But if you want cases designed automatically, keep watching. 3 pieces have to be in place, and it helps to keep them separate in your head. Piece 1 is your Cympha lab account, as a lab manager. That's free, and if your lab is already on Cympha, you have it. Piece 2 is a GuideMia OrthoPlus subscription. OrthoPlus is the design engine, the desktop software that actually opens the scans and computes the aligners, and it's the one thing here you pay for. Piece 3 is the Cympha Agent Manager, a small free program that sits on the workstation and bridges the two worlds. It downloads cases from Cympha, hands them to OrthoPlus, and uploads the results back. The rest of this lecture is just putting those 3 pieces in place, in order. Before you start, have 4 things ready. First, a Windows workstation for the lab, Windows 10 or 11, 64-bit, and you'll need local admin rights to install software. Both OrthoPlus and the Agent Manager are Windows only. Second, a credit card, that's for the OrthoPlus subscription only. The Cympha account itself never asks for one. Third, your Cympha lab account. If your lab isn't on Cympha yet, do the lab onboarding first, there's a separate guide and video for that, and then come back here. And fourth, a stretch of uninterrupted time. You can pause between sections, but from the install step onward you'll want to stay at the same workstation until the end. Step 1 takes about a minute. Sign into app.cympha.com as your lab manager and open My Lab, then Services. Here's the good news. Every new lab on Cympha starts with 3 services already attached and active, and AlignerBot planning is one of them. So in most cases there is nothing to enable, you're just confirming it's there. If someone deactivated it at some point, reactivate it right from the service row. While the service is active, clinicians who search for your lab can already submit AlignerBot cases against you. Those submissions will arrive even before your workstation is ready, they just sit at submitted, waiting, until the rest of the pipeline exists. Nothing is lost. Step 2 is the subscription. Go to the GuideMia site, that's gm.cympha.com, and sign in. GuideMia and Cympha share authentication, so it's the same account, you never sign up twice. On the products page, click OrthoPlus. You'll see 3 tiers, Starter, Studio, and Enterprise, in that order, with Studio carrying the popular badge. Pick the tier and the billing interval that fit the case volume you expect. You can manage or change the subscription later from your account page. Click Subscribe and complete the secure checkout. When checkout finishes you land back on your account page, and your new OrthoPlus subscription shows with the status active. That's your paid piece done. It's worth pausing on why this one piece costs money when everything else is free. OrthoPlus is the actual design engine, the software that opens 3-dimensional scans, stages tooth movements, and computes aligner geometry. That's the heavy machinery. Cympha, the cloud workflow around it, is free. One more thing to plan for: each activation code activates exactly one machine. So if you know you'll run 2 or 3 design workstations, budget for that now, you'll repeat the activation steps once per machine. Step 3, still on your account page at the GuideMia site, find your OrthoPlus subscription row and click Generate Activation Code. A code appears on screen. OrthoPlus codes start with the letters ORT and a dash. Now, 3 things about this code, and they all matter. It's valid for 10 minutes. It activates exactly one machine. The moment a desktop activates with it, the code is dead. and it's shown exactly once, so use it right away. If the code expires before you finish installing, don't worry, go back to the account page and generate a fresh one. The old code stays dead and it costs you nothing. Leave this browser tab open, you'll paste the code in a moment. Step 4. The install. From your account page, or from the downloads page on app.cympha.com, click Download OrthoPlus for Windows. Save the installer and run it. On first run, Windows Smart Screen may show a Windows Protected Your PC warning. Click More Info, check the publisher, and choose Run Anyway. The installer's defaults are fine, just click through and finish, then launch OrthoPlus. When it asks for activation, paste the code you generated in Step 3 and activate. Within a few seconds, OrthoPlus verifies the code online and unlocks on this machine. The code is now spent, that's expected. If instead you see no subscription found, or invalid or expired code, your 10 minutes ran out, generate a new code and try again. Step 5 is the bridge. OrthoPlus on its own just runs locally. The Cympha Agent Manager is what downloads a case onto this workstation, launches OrthoPlus on it, and uploads the result back. Without it, you'd be copying files between your browser and your desktop by hand. Go to the Downloads page on app.cympha.com and download the Cympha Agent Manager. Run the installer with defaults. From then on, the agent starts automatically every time Windows logs in. After the install, a small Cympha icon appears in your system tray. Right-click it and choose Pair to Cympha. Type your Cympha account email into the dialog and send the pair request. Now switch to your browser, where you're already signed in. A modal titled Cympha Agent Pair Request pops up over whatever page you're on. Check that the machine name matches your workstation, and click Approve. Within a few seconds, the tray icon shows as paired. One more click while you're in the tray menu, and it's the click people forget. Open Cloud Monitoring, then configure Workspace. The workspace reads Not Set until you choose a folder. Nothing downloads anywhere until you do. Pick the folder where incoming Cympha cases should land on this machine. The moment you choose it, Cloud Monitoring starts automatically. There's no separate on switch. From then on, each case arrives in its own folder, organized by category and named after the patient, the date, and the case number, together with a lab slip PDF. If you ever wonder later why nothing is downloading, this not set workspace is the first thing to check. Step 6 is the one that trips people up, so listen closely. For an AlignerBot case to dispatch automatically, the workstation that should run it has to belong to a team member who holds the AlignerBot seat. That's a role on your team, just like a designer. And here's the part that surprises people. On Cympha, team joining is started by the staff member, not by an invite from the lab. There is no invite button. The person who will operate the AlignerBot workstation signs up at app.cympha.com, picks Guide Me AlignerBot on the Select Your Role screen, and enters your email, the lab manager's email, when prompted. Their request then appears on your My Team page, and you click Approve. Then they pair the agent manager on their workstation to their own account. Without at least one AlignerBot seat on the team, cases can still be assigned to a human designer, but nothing will ever dispatch automatically. That is the single most common cause of a stuck pipeline. Now prove the whole thing works, end to end, with a real case. From a different email, or a colleague's account on a different machine, sign up at app.cympha.com and pick Clinical, the clinician role. Go to the New Case page, search for your lab by name, pick AlignerBot as the service, and fill in the form. A couple of test STL scan files are enough. Submit. Now switch back to your lab manager account. The new case is sitting in your inbox at Submitted, held by you. Move it to Designing, and notice that the status control previews exactly who will receive the case before you commit. With an AlignerBot seat on the team, the preview shows the case routing to that user. Commit it and step back, because from here, you should not need to touch anything. Here's what happens next, all by itself. The agent checks for new cases every 20 seconds. On its next pull, the case files download into the workspace folder you chose, in their own patient folder, with a fresh lab slip. The agent launches OrthoPlus on the case. OrthoPlus runs Phase 1 planning and writes the design output into the case folder. The agent spots the review file and uploads it automatically, and the case flips to awaiting approval, with the label Plan Approval pending. Read that again, no lab click was involved from the moment you set it to designing. And when your test clinician opens the case in their browser and approves the plan, the same cycle repeats for phase 2, the appliance design. That's the machine you just built. Here's your checklist for calling this done. 1. Your account page on the Guide Mia site shows the OrthoPlus subscription as active. 2. The agent manager on the workstation shows as paired, and its cloud workspace folder is set, not set. 3. At least one member on my team holds the AlignerBot seat. And 4. The real proof, a test case round trips from submitted, to designing, to awaiting approval, without anyone touching a file manually. If all 4 are true, your lab now designs aligner cases automatically. And when something sticks, it's almost always one of 4 things. If a test case stays at submitted, either nobody on the team holds the AlignerBot seat, or the AlignerBot planning service got deactivated, check my team and my lab services. If the case flips to designing but nothing happens on the workstation, 2 usual causes: the cloud workspace folder was never set, remember, it reads not set until chosen, or OrthoPlus isn't installed on that machine. A quick way to check: right-click the tray icon. The AlignerBot submenu only appears when OrthoPlus is installed. If activation says no subscription found, your code simply aged past its 10-minute window, make a new one. And if the pair request expired before you approved it, they live for 1 hour, just send a fresh request from the tray. For symptoms, for 1-minute fixes. A few directions to grow from here. When one machine isn't enough, add a second AlignerBot workstation, repeat the activation and install steps with a fresh code, each desktop binds to its own. If your lab also does implant guides, Implant Master follows the exact same pattern, same site, same activation flow, different desktop product. And your AlignerBot service arrived with its expected files checklist pre-filled, but if you offer other services with their own order forms, go to My Lab, Services, and use the upload form flow to turn your existing PDF form into the doctor-facing intake form, automatically. Everything you heard today is written down, step by step, with every dialog name and every failure mode, in the How to Docs at cympha.com. Open the Docs section and find Set up AlignerBot for your lab. If this video saved you time, subscribe for the rest of the series. We're walking through every Cympha workflow, one lecture at a time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.